Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about firecraft and a good lesson I learned 7 years ago about one of my failed fires in the middle of a big storm. Here it comes. This is a trip I took 7 years ago in the middle of the summer. That's important because in the middle of the summer and the mountains, some of the mountain ranges I visit, it could actually turn to this. This is November, but it was August, middle of August. And I knew it was going to be a wet weekend because I was checking the weather forecast before I went. But the rain came in, I got a fire started, and I got it going. But quite honestly, the fire was always anemic. Probably going to put my fire out too. I don't have a lot of firewood. There's not a lot of processed. And eventually the snow came in on top of that. Some of the lessons I learned from this is that I didn't have a good enough firewood prepped and processed in this case. Now, in a lot of cases, the places I visit, I don't even need to process wood. There's so much on the ground that's just dead that I could use and dry. I don't need a knife. I don't need a saw in a lot of cases. In this case, much different, right? Everything on the ground is wet, so now I got to go to the standing wood. Now I got to split it. Now I've got to make sure that there's I'm getting into that inner core of the wood that's dry. So I was doing some of that. I was splitting some of the wood. You see, I've processed some already here. That one wasn't so bad once I got past the big knot in the middle of it. But I didn't have enough prep. And quite honestly, with as much moisture out as I was getting, without covering the actual fire with a tarp, you know, strung out to some trees or something, there's no way that this fire was going to make it through this storm. Now, it is through these failures that we learn a lot. So one, I don't think, even if I prepped as much firewood as I possibly could, yes, it would have lasted longer and had a better base of coals to withstand the weather. There was just so much of it that eventually that fire would have died out anyway. But what did I have? I did have a stove with me. So what I brought up with me were mountain houses. So I needed to boil water in order to cook those mountain houses. So that stove served as that backup. The rain's finally calmed down a little bit. Just use a piece of tin foil on top to act as a lid, heat up a little faster. Now, not all the time do I bring a stove. A lot of that is based on the individual trip. What does the weather look like? What do I anticipate? And honestly, if I have to miss a meal, it's not the end of the world. It's not like this was a survival situation in which I could have possibly died if I didn't eat a meal. Okay, I can handle that. Or you have supplemental food that doesn't have to be cooked via a heat source. So those are some of the things I learned from this. Research is great because it helps you prepare for that trip. Also, sometimes you're just going to lose to Mother Nature. Accept it, deal with it, plan for it. And the last one is having a backup is very critical depending on that research. That'll really dictate a lot of those decisions. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. It's just one that I was thinking about and pondering. That's where we learn a lot and progress a lot, is from our failures. So I thought I'd take one of my failures, pass on lessons learned. Thanks for watching. We'll see you.